Hey all, this is Xenoxis, and this is the Xenoxis show for the 1st of August 2017. We are finally back with another recording session. So as you might have been able to see in the first episode of the Legion Comes with Xenoxis on part 4, which is the part where you can go and vote. I even put the straw poll up as well, because some people prefer, to vote anonymously, and you can do so via straw poll, which is great, And I'm gonna be covering some cards. So I've already covered around 10 cards, I believe. Yes, 10 cards I've covered so far in the description on the previous video. And on that video I'm gonna basically be covering all the cards that aren't Paladin or Warrior. And then I will do, when I do the Xenoxis show, I will cover like Paladin and Warrior cards. I'm covering 5 of the Paladin cards. There will be like 10 cards total basically for each of the things. And one of those of course will be the hero class cards. So the Paladin will get Uther something, and then Warriors will get Garrus something, depending on his title. You know how Rexxar was Deathstalker Rexxar, how Troll was Deathseer, and Jaina was Frost Lich. So yeah. So who knows, who knows what Garrus will be, So that's something. So we will, before we begin actually, I want to show you something here. Is this cable long enough for me to even reach this? Is the question. Can I reach it without, if I move it, I can reach it. Yes. So this is a Béarnaise sauce, which I've had pretty often, this one here. Oops. Wow, it focuses really quick today. Great. So there you can see Mannerstrom's Béarnaise sauce, which is, there's Leif and there's his son Sebastian. And this sauce is of course a Béarnaise sauce, as you know. I like it very much, but the ingredients is quite different from the Euroskog one, which I also like a lot, which I've covered in another video and stuff that. But in this one, it's a bit more spicy, to say. It's a bit more spicy. There aren't as much ingredients, to say. You have things like Dragoon, of course, in it. You have water. You have what the fuck was that onion called? But yeah, I'm not gonna cover it a lot, but this is a really good Béarnaise sauce as well. I will probably cover it more in another Xenoxis show at some point, where I will take like the ingredients and I will look up the English word for all of them, because the thing that I really find stupid, you never learn when you're either in normal school or in high school or even in university. You never learn what certain specific things are called in English, which is really annoying that you don't get to learn. Imagine if you're, I'm going to be an international chef, or I'm going to go to this country and be a chef, and then you're all of a sudden in England and you're like, okay, what's this onion called? Because what things are called in Sweden, a lot of food things aren't called even near what certain other things are. And the same thing is true in in the States, how ribeye is what we call entrecôte here in Sweden, but it's not exactly the same thing, because it's not the cut is similar, but it's not exactly the same thing, because entrecôte is a French thing actually. Yeah. And Béarnaise sauce is a French thing as well. Although the Swedish Béarnaise sauce are quite special. Oh man, hope that didn't mess it up. Anyway, I'm gonna check the cable just so it didn't come too loose. Okay, that's good. I had to double check so it didn't come loose or anything, but yeah. So I'm gonna be covering cards in this order pretty much here. I'm gonna go over what the order is first here. First I'm going to be covering 5 Warrior cards, and then 5 Paladin cards after that. And the cards I'm going to be covering, card 11 is Bloodracer, which is a weapon. Card 12 is Mountainfire armor, which is a minion. Card 13 is Bring It On, which is a spell. Card 14 is Dead Man's Hand, which is a spell. Card 15 is Animated Berserker. And those are the 5 warrior cards, which I will be covering first. I would go over what the Paladin cards are when we reach that point. But yeah. And this was the Xenoxis show for the 1st of August 2017. Yes. So, first off, let's cover Blood Razor. Blood Razor is a 4 mana warrior weapon. It's a common, so, you know, that's great. Maybe, you know, it will be easy to get in packs, you know. You won't have to, you know, and if you need to craft, it's just like 40 dust to craft. So not a problem, like, for those that wonder about the dust, it's 40 dust to craft a common, it's 100 dust to craft a rare, it's 400 dust to craft a epic, and 1600 to craft a legendary. But of course then to also craft golds of certain cards, like golden common card is 100, I think gold rare card is 800, and then gold epic card is I think I think it might be the cost of a legendary, and then golden legendary is 3200, I think, something like that. I've got the exact values, but anyway, so Blood Razor is a 4 mana weapon for warriors. It's common, as I said. It has 2 attack value and 2 durability value, so you can swing with it twice. It has a battle cry and a death rattle, and both texts are the same. Deal 1 damage to all minions, like your own opponents. So this card is really, really good. But when you look at the stats, it might seem like, oh, you're only getting like 2 in attack power for 4 mana. That's quite bad. Like Trucifer Sampan is 4-2, you know. Like Fairy War Axe is a 2 mana weapon that has 3-2 attack. But if you think about it, that you deal 1 damage to all minions, that's like a free whirlwind effect. That's kind of like you are dealing 3 damage to something. Basically, so let's say they have a minion on the board, the minion survives the whirlwind effect, boom. Then you deal 2 damage to it. Now you have effectively dealt 3 damage. And then on the final strike, you also deal 3 damage. Because then the death rattle triggers, which also has the whirlwind effect. And this is of course also considering the fact that Death's Bite was a common weapon and was a 4-2 weapon, I believe, which had the effect of when the weapon broke, it had a whirlwind effect. That I believe it was 1 damage as well, but that effect only triggered when a weapon was destroyed, and I believe that had a 4 mana cost with it as well. So Blood Razor, in my opinion, is actually better than Death's Bite. Sure, you trigger it on your own stuff as well, but the thing is, I'm thinking this is gonna spawn, considering what some of the other warrior cards are, is gonna spawn kind of an enraged deck. Enraged decks actually used to be a thing back in vanilla Hearthstone, pretty much. Like there were a lot of things that could have like enraged effects on them back in vanilla, and there's kind of been other enraged cards here and there that have come out, like in Goblins vs. Gnome, I believe you had the mech that had the enraged effect, except that mech had too low health, kinda, unless you would buff it up. But yeah, so I'm definitely thinking it's either gonna be some, I'm thinking actually that the deck that would come from this would be a hand buff slash enraged deck for warriors. So you will use some of your Ministries of Garrison cards to buff up your cards, and then you will use enraged effects, and then you will use stuff like Rampage to really buff certain things up to insane levels, and then like Blood Razor will be able to trigger enrages, and yeah, it will be really good. So let me quickly go over my pancake rating system that I came up with, which, by the way, I have a copyright for here. You know, I decided to copyright it when I do it. And you can actually use the copyright symbol. I didn't know how to actually put it out with the computer, but what you do is you activate the numlock key, then you hit 0 first, and then it's a certain combination after that is like 0, and then it's 3 or 4 numbers after that, and that gives you the C. And I think it is you hold Alt, the Alt key, and then you press the numbers pretty much, and then you get the copyright C. So here's the pancake rating system, which because I will rate these cards obviously. So 1 pancake is an okay card, nothing more and nothing less. Yes, I would never call a card bad, since that's bad for the game, for the versatility of decks in general. And here's something I haven't mentioned there in the text here, is that when you see people review cards, you see a lot of people like, this card we never see play in Constructed or Standard or whatever, you know, like. And I think that's really something bad to say, because a lot of people that are new to the game will look at these high-end streamers and stuff that and be like, I want to win. So then they just go and create net decks. But then the main problem is, with net decks there is generally not that many decks in the game being run. If you remember back in Vanilla Hearthstone, a lot of weird decks was around that people just ran just because it was fun to run, you know. It was fun to make your own decks. But nowadays there are drooling noobs, people who aren't good at the game whatsoever, and the only reason they get to high ranks is because of net decks. Which is a pretty big problem. Like when you see people do videos and they run into rank 9 opponents, which by the way, if you reach like rank 10, then you're within a certain percentage of players. And then the percentage of players is very, very low at rank 10, like the amount of players that actually reach that rank. It's a very low amount, and considering the amount of players Hearthstone has, yeah, you know. Except that's for that region, look also here, like this is the Europe region and stuff that, but still if you think about things that way, the fact that you have pirate warriors in high ranks that don't know how to play the game, they like do very bad trades or they play very, very badly. And then you're like how the heck did this person reach this high of a rank, you know? And they don't even like play the game properly. And it's like, you know, whatever, mind blowing. And the thing is also that it's a bit misleading when you see pros use free-to-play decks, like, and not using any crafty cards or anything. And then it's like, oh wow, if this person can reach legendary with this free-to-play deck, then I should be able to do so too. No, these people that do this is often rank 1 players, or like they have reached, you know, the legend rank. And these people have a lot of experience with Hearthstone, they played a lot of matches. And like we need to build up an understanding of not only how the deck work, like what cards to mulligan, like when to play something, like when to empty your hand, when to like hold back and stuff that, because like running out of cards can be really, really bad. And like certain people use auto win because they hold back their hand and they play very, very slowly, and you deal with your cards effectively. And then you're running lower cards and then they just empty the hand, and then there's nothing you can do, you know. Pretty much, you know. But then there will be certain people who manage just to play cards all the time. And then, you know, like, you know, yeah. But anyway, let's continue here. Or actually, let's wait with that until part 2, because we only have about a minute left. I can record. So yeah, this has been it for part 1. I'll be right back with